standard households, yeah,
Okay.
that you can power with one machine.
So where's the energy coming from?
We're harnessing it straight away from the natural energy that God has just put in the earth, on our earth. Yeah, the radio frequency.
Amidst the excitement of seeing this for the first time, a couple of strangers showed up on the site where we were being shown these devices, and Maxwell, the inventor, took us aside as soon as he could and said, "These guys are from the government," and I didn't know they were coming.
The microphone we had on Maxwell picked up the conversation that he had with one of the officials. So we quickly got the tape translated and found out that the government official was promising Maxwell a power purchase agreement where the government would pay him for generating energy for the country. Although Maxwell didn't trust him because the government had already put him in prison in an effort to steal his technology.
Hey, Shalom, this is your brother Yonathan. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, B'chaha Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Maxwell was right for not trusting the powers that be. We know that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, the Edomites are ruling the world. The Lord is going to return to a world ruled by Edom. Okay, and they try to come at you from this high moral ground. Oh, we have to decrease the amount of pollution that's going on in the earth. And I'll tell you this right now, it has nothing to do with the pollution. All right, if all the trucks and the trains and the planes, if they're polluting the earth, there's alternative means of energy and fuel. And this isn't the first, Maxwell isn't the first person to come up with an alternative that's not as destructive to the earth. All right? But this devil, he was given the fatness of the earth. And when you go to that scripture, actually, and you look at the word fatness, it actually goes back to the word oil. The means in which people get around, they have to control it. See here in Genesis 27 and 39, when Esau was given his blessing, and you look up that word fatness, what word pops up? Oil. You know what I mean? I don't think that's by coincidence. All right, because for those who don't know, oil plays a big part in the control that this devil has. All right? So the US dollar is the world reserve currency. What does that mean? And what does oil have to do with it? Well, oil is how everybody ships goods. It's how everything gets moved around the earth. That's the traffic. Traffic is the king's business. Okay? Now, oil can only be sold using the world reserve currency, that US dollar. All right? But if there's different alternatives and options for nations to use outside of oil, then they lose grip on the control that they have. So that's why when anybody comes up with alternative means of energy and fuel, this devil's not having that. It's not going to go down. Now, I know majority of you brothers know that, but I'm making it a point to speak always as though this is someone's first video they've ever seen. Now, he's damn near achieved it, but he wants it to where all the people of the earth can't function in society, without going through him. Okay, and for the nation of Israel, man, it's pretty much been that way on most levels. It's in the curses as well. We have to go to our enemy for one, need of all things. But it's going to come a time where we're presented with the ultimatum, and we're going to have to completely separate from this man. All right? Completely. And what do I mean, by he's damn near achieved it, man? Every facet of your life, this devil's involved in it. From your family, all right? He's involved with your family through the state. If you want to have a woman, if you want to marry, which I don't advise any brother to put anything on paperwork. But even if you're living in a lot of states, even if you're living with a woman for an extended period of time, he'll consider it as though, she's your wife, and she'll be able to, get all the rights if she leaves and take money from you and resources. He raises your children through the school system. Even if you have your own business, no matter how you make money, you're going to have to deal with him being in his land in some kind of way. Right? You're going to have to pay taxes on it. If you do get money illegally, he knows about it. It's authority to put your ass in jail. But he wants more. And he's going to present people with the ultimatum by way of that charagma, which he's going to want people to actually worship him. He wants to be like the Most High. You know, when you go to Proverbs 20 and 24 and it says, man's goings of the Lord, he wants that kind of authority. And he seeks to get that authority with that ultimatum we just mentioned, giving people that mark, the charagma. All right. And if you are to receive that, what you're doing is you're giving dominion of your soul over to this man instead of the Most High. Let's actually go to Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right. Revelation, the 13th chapter. I want to get the 11th verse where it talks about spake as a dragon, but I'll just start at the top of 11. It says, and I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb. Now, the 2 horns represent the Republicans and the Democrats, right? Back in ancient Rome, you had the plebeians and the patricians, all right? The patricians, I believe, were the more upper echelon of the two. They were landowners. They initially had most of the political power, but as things went along, the plebeians, which would be more like the blue collar, the working class, they worked their way up into higher offices. Yeah, so even today you have the same thing at the far right, the far left. And they both have their moral standpoints. But at the end of the day, it's 2 wings of the same bird. And the end goal is for more control to be taken away from the people. All right? And he's had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Now, the word here in the Greek for spake as a dragon is drakon, meaning draconian-like measures, harsh laws. Even going back to the Greeks, let's go get it. All right, 2 Maccabees 6 and 6, it says, neither was it lawful for a man to keep the Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or ancient fasts. It wasn't lawful for a man to worship the Most High in an upright fashion. That's getting ready to happen in our time. It's getting ready to be unlawful for us to say that we're Israelites. For us to, to be against certain things, the status quo in the earth. It's getting ready to actually be unlawful. Our faith is getting ready to be criminalized. All right, it was done before. It's going to happen again. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep the Sabbath days or ancient fasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. So yeah, man, the laws here are going to be much more harsher than, most people think. It's getting ready to be beyond what we probably can imagine. Because the scriptures say in Matthew 24:21 that the time that's coming is going to surpass any time that's ever been documented or undocumented. So our faith, again, is getting ready to be criminalized. Anybody who stands up against this devil's NWO is going to be, made enemy number 1. And this devil's going to use that blessing that he was initially given, which was the sword. The scriptures say he's going to be like a madman, sparing none. Yeah, I was getting my babies ready for school this morning, and, I have the little child shows going on. And in this children's show, it's probably for ages, 2 to 6. Apparently, there's this episode where, all the characters have cars, and their cars are putting up all this gas over the town. And the little children are like, oh, man, maybe it's not a good idea that everybody should have their own cars. We should all be able to. And they went and got a bus, and they got all the people, and they got rid of their cars, and they got on the bus. And they was like, this is much better. Now there's not as much pollution. So they're even from those ages, they're trying to condition the people to go along with their plan. When again, the pollution can be fixed easy. Pollution. There's plenty of means, and that's why I ran that clip at the beginning. Time and time again, people have come up with alternatives to what they're doing, to how they do things. They could be more beneficial to the earth. But it has nothing to do with the actual earth and doing the right thing. It has to do with control. That's what it is, man. And people are starting to realize that. You haven't got those of their own nation who are blowing the whistle on them. Doubling down on what the prophets have already been saying. So, yeah, man, things are moving along. Prophecy is coming to pass. And, things are getting clearer and clearer to see. And if you're not able to see it in this time, man, hey, best of luck to you. But the lesson was edifying. I might run one more clip that I wanted to show you guys. I might run it towards the end of the video just to end it on that. But, you know, I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity, right? May the blessing of election be upon you. Yeah, I actually am going to run this clip. They want you to be completely dependent and eating out of their hand. And they're going to get people to a point to where they're willing to go along with anything just to function in society. And we're building up our faith, all right, to not fall for that, to not bend the knee, to love not our own lives into the death. And the Lord's going to take care of us, man. His servants are going to eat. We're going to be good. But you have to be built up in your faith to take that step, to step out of the boat. All right, so, hey, shalom.
€1,000. Average house prices in Dublin, €509,000. You need a salary of $150,000 a year in order to get a mortgage on a property like that. And your affordable housing schemes are linked to a discount on that absolutely obscene price. In my area, average house prices €700,000. So a whole future generation of young people, working people, will never be able to own their own home and will be prey to the obscene rents that are being charged of €2,000 and €2,200. Never able to save, never able to aspire to own their own home, and you have failed them completely, and you won't even give them eligibility for social housing support. It's obscene.